Welcome, students. Thanks for joining me. Today we're going to talk through the Module 2 discussion board. The Module 2 discussion board focuses us in on interconnectedness, really specifically on recognizing the system's thinking nature of various systems. Sometimes thinking about things as systems is a real challenge. I admit it can take patience to get used to that approach. So here's a good place to start. Look at the image on this slide. Imagine drawing a food web showing all the components that connect to the potatoes pictured there. How did they come to be in that basket? They didn't grow by themselves. People were involved, many people. They won't be the same after they're cooked and eaten. Even the soil they grew in is different after they grew in it. I hope in this module you'll start to get the feel for how interconnected things really are interconnected in our world. Okay. My goal for this quick video is to share a few tips with you for this week's discussion board assignment. So let's begin by briefly looking at each component of the discussion board, and then we'll take a look at the rubric. So let's look at the prompts for this week's discussion board. The first prompt asks us to explain what interconnectedness means to us. So think about this. How do you connect within your culture or your local community, within your career field, or in other contexts that you might be involved in? And then second, what is one popular culture example that relates to interconnectedness and to sustainability? So consider a song, a television show, a video game, a movie, or maybe a fashion design that portrays connections within the earth, the environment, or other sustainability topics. How well does your chosen example show the relationships between cultural systems, community, and sustainability? And then explain that. So be sure to provide examples of how you connect within your culture that demonstrate your understanding of interconnectedness. Ask yourself, did your explanation cover how cultural, community, and sustainability are related to one another? Then, what popular culture example did you share? And how did you explain it in terms of interconnectedness? How about in terms of sustainability? And then finally, how does your explanation guide the reader in seeing the relationships between sustainability and cultural systems? So make sure here that you're addressing each of the prompts. Next, you're going to be making 2 response posts. So again, let's look at those prompts. The first one, what connections do you have in common with the post you're responding to? Make sure you're reading through that post. What do you agree with? What do you disagree with? And then what connections in that post would you like to develop further? What do you want to dig into? Finally, can you ask some questions that will further that discussion? Go ahead and do that. I want you to be informed about how I'm going to assess your discussion board posts. So this is the same rubric we saw in Module 1. You'll see it in each of the modules. You're going to become really familiar with it. I'm going to go through each row here, specific to this particular week's assignment. So on that first row, talking about comprehension, in that row, did you provide detailed examples of how you connect that demonstrate your understanding of interconnectedness? The second row, really simple. Did you make your post by the Thursday evening deadline? And again, I want to encourage you to make those posts early. Hey, the week starts on Monday. The module starts on Monday. Let's go ahead and get some posts made on Monday. That helps us to engage with each other and have a deeper conversation. And then the third row here, engagement. This is all about your response posts. Were your response posts thoughtful? Did they extend the conversation in some way, such as adding new information, maybe new resources, maybe possible solutions, or even a different viewpoint? And then finally, the fourth row there, writing. Are your posts clear, concise, and easy to understand? Did you take time to draft them so they would encourage engagement? And here you might also want to start thinking about using citations. Remember, we use APA format here. So you can find help for APA formatting on the library site. Okay, just to bring us back to that original picture, that original visual, we're going to be thinking about how things are connected to each other and connected to the 3 pillars of sustainability in this week's discussion board. As always, thank you for watching the video. And as always, if you have some challenges with getting started on this, you know where to find me. Just reach out. I'm here to help. Thanks very much.